It says, there is a man who I've encountered on multiple occasions in classes who smells terribly. I'm not trying to be mean, but his odor is so bad it makes me feel nauseous in class. It's not body odor. It smells like he's using a dirty towel or working out in unwashed clothing. Has anyone encountered this? Would you say something to the instructor? Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Stand Up Gals. I am your co-host, Erica Spira.
And I am your other co-host, Teresa Degatano. Hello, everybody.
Hello everyone. Welcome. A few plugs up top. Once again, we got a travel survey / email list link in the comments. If you're thinking about traveling with us or with one of us, fill that out. We are about to be announcing some trips very soon, so you'll be the first to know. Especially if you're not big on the socials. I feel like everybody now is trying to do less screen time, less viewing anything, which sucks for promotion for us. So if you're listening to the podcast, we'd appreciate it. If you want to join this little email list, you get to know some of our updates and trips especially. Yes. Anyway, because Bali has now entered the chat.
Oh, welcome to the chat, Bali.
We were trying to figure out a Sicily one, and then we were like, what if we did Bali? That's also a popular destination.
I went down a Bali rabbit hole the other night when I needed to go to bed. But the problem is I'm having a hard time pronouncing the cities, like how you pronounce it. So I'm like, I don't know this word, but is this where you fly into? And then, I was really going down. Then I kept having dreams that I was having leg cramps because I've never taken a flight that long before. And it was like, you have to, make sure like you can wear compression socks. So I was like really living the dream.
You know what happened to me? I like rarely dream, but last night I slept, I don't know, hard or whatever. I had the most random dream, and it always hits me middle of the day as I'm walking around. I'm like, oh, what was that dream last night? Like, I don't remember it right when I wake up. Does this happen to you?
Oh, yeah. I've had in my workout class this morning, I was like, oh, yeah, I had a dream that my brother-in-law and I were driving somewhere. And then I just left him. See in my dream. Sorry, Tim.
So I had a very weird dream of like, I think I was in something like a movie theater. It was something, but it wasn't a plane, but it was something with seats. And this woman had a baby. And then suddenly I was holding the baby. Or I was like, oh, I can hold it for a while for you. Like she had to go to the bathroom. And then the baby like loved me and loved hanging with me. And when she came back, I was like, no, I can still hold the baby. It's fine. Like I was just loving holding this baby. And then all of a sudden my mom popped up and she's like, you need to give the baby back. And I was like, I don't need to give the baby back. It's fine. Like that was my whole dream where I was like, what the fuck was this? Me holding a baby dream. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. That has layers to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you I saw the cutest, fattest baby that came into Tiger. And I was like, came into my work and the baby was so cute and just kept like big eyes, big cheeks. And I was like, the cutest baby. Like I got real Oprah about it. But yes, some weird dreams were had. I did sleep well last night, partially because I took a little Xanax when I got home.
Oh, that'll do it.
That'll really help you sleep. That was a nice one. So yes, so fill out the survey for the trips, and exciting. I'll get a new Amazon dresser too. Oh
yeah, we'll do it up. We'll get ready. Anyway, okay, we got a few things today. What do you feel like starting with?
Well, there was an article that Erica sent me, and it was about men in like Pilates classes and men in workout classes. Now, I am one that takes her classes. Today, I actually took 2 because I had quite the boozy weekend. And I was like, get back out there, Degatano. Get in there, girl. So I did a hot yoga class followed by a hot hit. And there was barely any men in there. But some of the men, when they're doing some of these classes, they grunt. And no one is grunting. Okay, we're not lifting heavy weights. like, get it together, sirs. Just it's a little much. My favorite is 80-year-old Richard. Richard takes the classes. I love Richard. And I'm not sure if he really does a lot of the movements, but he's in there. And I'm like, you just made it. You're in there, Richard. I love it.
Movement is key. Movement is key.
And so in the article, they were saying, and help me out with this, Erica, that women are angry that men are in these classes.
Okay. So I think I actually sent you a Reddit post that I came across, which doesn't count as an article, but it is true, honest opinions. You go on Reddit, it is true, honest opinions. Let me tell you. So I'm not like an avid Reddit user where like I feel like I finally now have gotten the hang of just how the site even works. Because when you first get on there, man, it feels like you're on Craigslist. Where you're like, what is this janky ass website of just a bunch of different people commenting? I don't know. So I'm not a part of any Reddit groups except for 2 groups, and one is just like pop culture something. So I'll get in my feed whatever big pop culture updates. And then the other one is actually called Makeup Addiction.
Ooh.
Because I'm not a huge makeup person, that I'm like, oh, that's how I'll find out maybe about like new products or things. But something I love in that group, I'll give a shout out here. If you feel so brave to do this, people do this all the time in this group. They will post pictures of their face, how they did their makeup, and they'll be like, help me. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What would you suggest to change? Like, so all these makeup fanatics that know how to do their makeup start chiming in on like whatever tips, tricks, da-da-da. So I have not done that because I know I don't do my makeup perfectly, and I don't really want to hear the feedback. So.
I actually think you did your makeup. First of all, you're a natural beauty. You don't need makeup, but you had makeup on the one night in Ireland, and you look stunning. Like, it was just, I mean, I think you do a great job with your makeup.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know if there's anyone besides a few people that I know that maybe don't do a good job with their makeup, and maybe I'm one of them. I don't know. I get like the under eye stuff that I got to stay on top of, where it's like, oh no, I've got that going on.
And I don't know if that's like oily skin or what. You know what I mean? I don't know a way to put concealer under my eyes that I'll never get that little crease. You know? The crease
I get the mascara or the eyeliner goes under. And then I'm like, oh gosh, like no one told me I've got like a smoky eye. I wasn't trying to do a smoky eye on Monday at 2 p.m. But
you might just need a better liner then.
I think I need a better liner. Yeah. That's better. I do like my All About Eyes that I get from Sephora. But it's also like, how much time do we have to spend on makeup? You know, like the eyebrow made a comeback. Like pictures of me from the late 90s, early 2000s, we're just plucking. And I actually dyed my eyebrows to match the hair color.
Recently, or you mean like back in the day?
No, back in the day. It was like when I would dye my hair, then it was like, oh, your eyebrows should match your hair. That's stupid. I've got beautiful black eyebrows. Okay. These beauties. All right. And then I would over pluck them. That was the thing. I also would wear a bandana a lot. I don't know what we were doing then, but
the bandana headbands. Yeah. That was a thing. That was a strong thing. J-Lo did it. Iconic look.
Oh yes. And I would do a lot of, like, I wear my hair curly, but it was a crunchy curl, you know,
yes.
And then the tight roll. Yeah. The tight roll on the top. I wore that to prom, I think. I was like, good Lord. And yeah, the overplucked brows were big. And now we've really gotten into a fuller brow where people really do. Shout out to this girl. What's her name? Nicole. Back in the day, I had this friend, Jessica, when I lived in Los Angeles. Her friend got me into eyebrows and was like, this is what you got to do with your brows. And the brows make the face. Apparently.
They really do, honestly. Really. I think my brows look fine. And then I get them threaded and I'm like, wow, I look like a monster before. It's like, nah, they were good. And then when they were crisp, it's nice. But thank God for the thicker, fuller brow, man. Because I started getting my eyebrows waxed like 5th grade, 6th grade. And that was back when the thinner was in, but it just grow back too fast. But that's a fun little test that I didn't even know was a test of mine. Like, I went into Sephora once. It was something like, I think I lost my makeup bag, whatever. And you can get your makeup done by someone if you buy like $50 worth of products. So I was going to anyway. And I was going to a party that my ex was potentially going to be at. So I was like, well, and I want to look good. So great timing. But nothing deters me away from a salesperson at Sephora that when I come in and they're like, okay, so I think we need to darken your brows. I have this brow thing. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The last thing I need is thicker, darker brows. And when they do it and I see it in pics and stuff, I feel like I look like a fucking Angry Bird. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, These do not need to be darker. These are dark enough on my face. Like, I'm good. Especially when I start with, I don't wear a lot of makeup. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I like a tinted moisturizer, little eyeshadow, maybe a little blush, like, wrap it up. And they're like, so we got to do brows. You need this brow pencil. I'm like, the last thing I need is a fucking brow pencil. Jokes.
Well, you do need a brow pencil to like for the front part of the brow at least, but it should be blending because sometimes I will not use the right. Like I'll use some. I've lost some brow pencils in my day, and then it's like, oh, that is dark, and then it looks like
Yeah.
two angry like caterpillars attacking one another.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And
So I'd rather not do it. Anytime I've tried to do it, it looks terrible. And I'm like, we don't need this. Anyway. So that's we went off track as we always do.
I know.
So,
Sorry, we talked about Pilates and
You're
then
good.
we got
No,
off
very
track with the
briefly.
makeup. But you know what I do love? I love a lip. I love how certain people have a signature lip, and I'm like, oh, I love a lip that can really bring together an ensemble. Is a nice little.
Well, I'd say that's your signature. Is you always have like a bold lip color on, and you panic if you don't.
Well, got it right
Because I
here.
had colors, but I don't wear as bold as you. And I remember watching you go through my lipsticks, and you're like, "This," but it's not showing. I'm like, "It is showing, T.
That is funny.
It's a natural show." It's
what
not,
trip was that? That was funny. Maybe
when we were in the studio the last time.
And I was like, oh my
I was
lip.
like, "This is what I got, T. This is the best I got." All right.
Well, because your eyes are bigger than mine. I have
Love.
smaller eyes. So then you have to balance out the two.
What? I've
You
never
have
heard
big,
about
beautiful eyes. See, when I smile, my eyes, it's like, what happened? Where'd you go?
It's everybody. Everyone's eyes get smaller when they smile. But I wouldn't say you have small eyes.
They are. Well, you should see me this morning when I woke up. I was like, oh, good God. What happened to you? And
yeah, right when you wake up.
It took the face a while to wake up with me. You know what I mean? Okay. It took the face. That's also part of getting older. I will say this, and then we must go back to Pilates, is that I had a moment this weekend where I was like, oh, it was hard for me to get out of a picnic table.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, where they're attached?
They are not comfortable to get out of. Like, if you're in a dress, I was in biker shorts, but then I was like, I mean, I feel like I'm just showing crotch to everybody. And I was like, that's when you know you're getting older. You're like, man, those picnic tables are hard to get out of.
I got to be on the end.
Mm. But then it's like a seesaw because you got to balance it out. Otherwise, if you're at the end. Whoops. That was my least favorite playground activity. That and the monkey bars. A seesaw, because you're like, oh, it's not going to balance well if you've got a bigger kid at the end.
No one matched me on the seesaw. When you're the heaviest kid, you're like, this toy sucks. And then you'd be like, get me higher. They're like, I can't get you higher. It's body weight.
You're like, I'll just play Hungry Hungry Hippo in the corner. Yeah. Like,
I also hated the seesaw. I had to get my dad over there. All right.
Sorry. Is there any dads that want to go on the seesaw with me?
I mean, yeah. If you're like a 5'7" kid in like 6th grade, you're like, I need a dad. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
So, sorry, I brought up those Reddit groups because
that was great.
The rest of my Reddit is like pure algorithm of like things just pump up, okay? It's like a scrolling for articles, but it's not articles, and it's just a bunch of people talking shit on the internet, which is great. So I get these pop-ups from random groups, and it learns, because if I click through to like look at stuff, so I get a few different things. I get stuff from like the Am I the Asshole group, Am I Overreacting? And I'm like, oh, let me read this little issue scenario. But then I suddenly started getting people in workout-specific groups, like Core Powers, like the hot yoga kind of sculpt place that's very popular in a lot of cities. Then like Solid Core, then just like Pilates Reddit groups. All these women keep coming into these groups complaining about men going to their classes. And specifically the Pilates, especially, that they're like furious that men have discovered Pilates and are starting to do it. Like complaining on a level that's crazy, that they're sharing like TikToks and stuff that are going viral of people being like, oh, I'm in my Solid Core class and 2 men walk into the room. What am I supposed to do now? And I'm like, I don't know, take the class. Like, I was like, is this really that weird of a thing? Like, I don't know. So you do more classes than I do. But the part that I agree with is a lot of the women will talk about the grunting and the noises men make.
Yeah.
And they're like, calm down. It's not that hard. Or like, and the smell. That's the one I sent you, was this girl bitching in a Core Power group about the smell of a man. Let me read it real quick. Because sometimes people complain on an like extremity that I'm like, okay, you could chill. it's just titled Smelly Person NYC. It says, there is a man who I've encountered on multiple occasions in classes who smells terribly. I'm not trying to be mean, but his odor is so bad it makes me feel nauseous in class. It's not body odor. It smells like he's using a dirty towel or working out in unwashed clothing. Has anyone encountered this? Would you say something to the instructor? I try my best to not sit near him, but it doesn't help as the scent travels in the whole room, as it's a hot room, and he always sits right in the middle.
Oh, Lord.
And then the thing is, I look at the comments, and a bunch of people are like, start describing the man. They're like, I think I know exactly who you're talking about. Ba, 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 ba. Like, and they're all trying to figure out, like, if you complain to the studio, are they going to do anything about it? Would they tell someone, you can't take the class, your odor's is bad? Or like, hey, we've had complaints. And then apparently in the comments, everyone's like, they won't do anything about it. It's like corporate policy that they can't, I don't know, approach people about that.
Wait, so they
But
know who the man is? Other people were like,
basically
I know
a bunch
who
of
it
people
is.
commenting because it's like New York City, core power are like, oh my God, do you go to the studio in Midtown? Da-da-da. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, but I'm like, how would I handle if there was someone constantly in my workout class that stunk, like they never showered?
Well, there was a situation in one of my classes. This was like winter time of this past year. This guy, if you drink alcohol, and like a lot of times people will smell like garlic the next day, like if it's mixed
From
with garlic.
alcohol?
Yeah, if you have mean like if you're
like
the
eating.
Next day. Yes, if you've had like it has like a garlicky, like really gross, strong scent. And someone in the class smelled like that, but it was so bad. Like I put my washcloth, and I think he was beside me, like in front of my face. Like I was like trying to do like crunches, and I was like, I can't. Like we ended the class 15 minutes early. Like
really?
Yeah. And so because my instructor was like, I can't. It's in my nose. Like she was brushing her teeth after. And it's hard because we were all talking about it because I gave her a look like this is, and she was like, oh God. Like she was having a hard time with it too. So, and I know it comes off in men, I think more so. And because she's like, yeah, it's like how my husband will smell sometimes. Like if he goes for a big dinner, she's like, oh, you're going to go smell like that for your trainer? Oh gosh. God. Like, and if you've had a lot to drink, because you do sweat it out. So I've seen, actually, I think I saw him in class recently, and he's been fine. But I don't think you're allowed to say something, but I think at some point you can be like, hey, like, I think she did make an announcement, like, just be careful with what you're eating and drinking, like the night before class. And like, because I don't think they can smell it on them, but like that scent stayed with me all day and made me like a little, like just nauseous and just gross. Yeah. So, and I tried to like not be next to that person again. And then there's certain people that I don't want to be beside because they do grunt. There's one dude that's always pacing on his mat, and it's better just to stand still than to just be like, like arms above the head, like pacing. And you're like, can you just take a breather here for a second? Like just take a knee, regather yourselves. That's why we're the stronger. Women are tough. Like
I think that's where it comes from. Is it's like, sorry, I cut you off.
Oh no, but you can't get mad because men are in the class though. You can't, like, it is a great workout. I'm surprised there's not more men in there. Like it is these HIIT workouts are tough. Like they're very good. So,
well, what's funny is like a lot of my guy friends, when they talk about trying to meet women, I'm like, you got to go to stuff that women do. The same way women will be like, where do we meet men? It's like, well, typically you're not going to meet them in your workout class because it's usually all women, and especially depending on what type of class it is. But then I guess there is the other side of like I've been seeing in these posts where women are almost acting like, oh, this creepy ass dude coming to solid core. And I'm like, well, who's to say that guy is definitely a creep?
Yeah. Or is he just really wanting to do some yoga? And because it is good
like,
for you.
Maybe he is there to meet new people or whatever, or try a workout. The grunting part though, I think is like the like men are babies mentality. That's like, oh my God, they can't handle any kind of little pain, any kind of anything that they're like, oh my God, this is that would drive me nuts. If it's like, yeah, look, maybe you're gonna grunt a little bit during a workout, but there's like a level to it that you can sense, like, okay, you're being over the top, or like, can't you kind of see the vibe of the room is to try to be a little quiet, and it is like serenity to people to have their workout time.
Or it's like breathe through your nose. There was one dude, I was like, he left the class like 4 times. And I was like, are we taking the same class? Like, what? You're dying over here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and we're by the door too. We've been getting lots of air. Um, because that's a big thing in the hot classes. Like, there was one I took like 2 weeks ago where we didn't get any air on that side, and it was tough. It was a 6:45 a.m. class too, because I had a dentist appointment. This was last week, and I was sore from like 3 days after it that I had to walk down the stairs like I was galloping like a horse because my my quad hurt so bad. But we did a lot of quad stuff. But it was great. Oh, sometimes I do wonder if just because he's a man, it doesn't necessarily make him creepy. And also, I'm jealous of the men because they have the locker room all to themselves. Like one
There's only
dude,
two of them in there.
yeah, there's two of you. You can take a 30-minute shower. Who cares? Meanwhile, we're waiting in line for the shower, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I found this post actually in the Solidcore group. It was like now there's a bunch of posts coming from men being like, hey, I keep seeing all this stuff going viral or in this
Mm-hmm.
Reddit about like, don't bring your boyfriends to class. Men take everything away from us. like it's like Pilates are just for the girls. And then this one guy earnestly is writing like, I now feel really discouraged from continuing to go to solid core class because now I feel like I could be making other people's day worse or
Oh.
uncomfortable. I never knew solid core to be such an exclusive place for like one gender.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of fill me in. And a lot of the comments are being like, hey, there's a lot of people that are just being like assholes or kind of like mean girl energy about like no men allowed up in here.
Yeah.
Because one, I find it interesting about the people being mad if someone brings their boyfriend to a class.
Unless you're making out in the class. I mean, I did get behind the one couple the one time that I found them to be extremely annoying. And I was like, never
Yeah.
again behind this couple. She's trying to work out. He's like tickling her during jumping jacks. I was like, get your
Oh,
shit together, bro. Like, it was
oh, that's
weird.
terrible.
And I was like,
Like not
okay.
during the workout. That's
Yeah. I was like, come on. Like, if it's a hardcore couple working out together, let's do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I did see there was one guy too. He's so nice. There's a couple really, really nice guys that go to my studio. And I think he left with a woman the other day. And I was like, oh, so and so, maybe he's dating her. But he's just so kind. And he's like, hi, Teresa, how are you? Just like really, really. And he is handsome. And so in my head, I was like, oh, I mean, part of me had a twinge of jealousy. And I was like, oh, I think that's so and so's lady. Like, But other than that, there's not that many. Like, it's mostly women. But
Yeah, I feel like this craze of like men doing Pilates type class is just like a second wave from, I feel like people were a little suspect and iffy about like men starting to do yoga.
Well, the
That
yoga's
felt like the
tough.
original, yeah, for women. But I'm like, no, I feel like any yoga class now has like a good handful of men.
There's more men
Um,
in like the traditional yogas, which was originally called Bikram, but there's
mhm.
more men in those classes. And then we have our men's in our hits classes, the usual suspects that I'm like, I'll see
Yes.
them tomorrow morning again. Today, there wasn't that many people in there, which was great because I had a whole bunch of space. So I wasn't kicking anybody. Like I could do my mountain climbers and not worry about like sweating in their spot. And that's so gross. It's gross. You
Yeah.
can't think about it. You know what I mean? Like also my Lululemon mat slips. That's a side note. Don't know if I've complained about that on here yet, but that's my walk
Oh.
it off. Is my Lululemon mat that I used my gift card with from my Halloween costume that I won back in October. I wore my Minnie Mouse costume. Shout out to my instructor Stephanie. I won the $100 Lululemon gift card. I've been sitting on that for months. I finally used it because I couldn't really find an outfit that I really wanted for that price. And so I need a new mat. So I got a thick mat and I asked the woman, like, I use this for HIIT classes. She's like, you're not going to slip. Sure enough, I go in there. We start doing ones and twos in the hits punches and I'm just sliding all over the place. I'm in the next person's spot.
Mm.
Like I was pissed. So I have like a thin mat that I use. I've used in the past. So I put that underneath it, like to grip the mat. But now I need to go back. And I went back the one day and told her my mat slips. The woman at Lululemon, she's like, well, you can bring it back and trade it in for anything in here, but you have to do it today. I was like, but I don't know what I want. So I would just like for you
Can't
to
they
give
just
me
put it on a
store
gift card
credit.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
They
just
should
a
be able to
side
just give you
note.
store credit. We
Yeah.
would do that at Express if you didn't have like a receipt to return something. It was like, well, you can just get store credit. Well, I was going to say, did you see that story going viral about a man who was being creepy, clearly creepy, in like a yoga studio class or something, and
Oh,
he was taking pictures
No.
and
No.
video in the class. Did you see this?
No, I
This is
did
like a
not.
year ago, I think.
But this is, oh, hell
Oh,
no. Hell no on that.
well, yeah. So like the instructor said something, then some woman in the class said something to him. It was like, you need to stop filming. Like,
Mm-hmm.
stop filming, delete that. And he was like, well, I pay for this class. Like, I can do whatever I want in this class.
No.
Attitude. And she was like, she basically said something along the lines of, I'm going to tell you again, you better stop filming or like you're going to regret it.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps filming. She picks up a weight and throws it at him. And like it
Yes.
starts throwing the weights at him, and I think like some other women in the class, because they were basically like, get out, you need to get out. Oh, that was the other thing, they asked him to leave and he said, you can't make me leave. And they were, and the instructor was like, you need to leave. But I don't know if it was one woman or a couple women start throwing weights at him, but so much so that then he became badly injured. And so then he was trying to sue the yoga studio. Yoga studio was like, oh no, we don't have the security footage from that class. And in solidarity, none of the women from that class were speaking. They were like, nope, no one was tattletaling, no one was saying anything. They were like, yeah, you know, it was really hot in there. I think he just passed out and like hit his head on the way. Like, just where everyone was like, no, fuck this dude. No, he's not going to sue anybody. Fuck him. Being a creep. And he got his ass beat. But I was like, oh, imagine someone chucking a weight at you.
They can't be that heavy in some of these classes. Like the heaviest weights we have are 5 pounds.
Yeah.
If you get hit with a bunch of 5-pound weights, oh my gosh. And someone can really throw a 3-pound weight pretty hard. Like you're like, ow. Like, oh my gosh. And then the Pilates rings get thrown and then the blocks start getting thrown. I'm just thinking about everything in the class right now. Just get hit with a wet towel. And it's like, oh my God. Well, he shouldn't be filming. I would do the same thing. I'd be like, no, you got to stop filming. I don't like it when people film themselves in class. I get the instructor filming the class for their social media to kind of put it out there, like do a quick scan. But people do not need to be filming themselves. If you are trying to do workout videos, do it at home because not everybody wants to be in it. And I see these, let's call them what the little gym girlies. That's who it is. No grown-ass woman is filming herself at a fucking class, all right? I don't want you to see my cellulite, okay? Yeah, I'm doing hydrants, okay? I got all my ripples showing. Like, it's all the girls, they have their jewelry on, and they're like, oh, I'm sweating. Oh, stop it. Like, it looks like a softcore porn, okay? Like, nobody wants to be involved. And, like, I almost kicked this girl's phone once. Because I was like, okay, like you can't be filming in here. I've said that to her. And she was like, oh, okay. Oh, and I'm like, no. And then I get mad if the studio reposts the videos. No, do not encourage the bad behavior. And so,
well, it's interesting because I've seen some studios, Pilates specifically, because that's another one that everyone keeps filming themselves around LA, that they'll have signs that say like no filming allowed in this class.
There's signs, but no one cares a fuck about
as they should. Because I saw this TikTok of a girl like just talking to her, like the camera, being like, well, so turns out that girl that says I wasn't in her tripod view of the Pilates video, I was in full view, and her video just popped up on my page. And she's like, and I could see myself struggling through whatever pose, but she's like, you know, my gut's hanging out, whatever, like. And she's like, that's why I don't want to be in the video. Like, I don't want to be filmed.
Yeah.
Which I think is very fair to say. It's absurd to be like, you might be in great shape. I am not in great shape. Yeah. Please don't have me in your video. Like, if I did pick between having men in classes grunting versus people filming, I would pick the men grunting. I'd be like, I'd rather have this than everybody filming themselves.
Well, also it is an age thing, I have to say, because like there's certain classes in the morning that are, most of the people in the class are older. It's just the time of it. And then you go later in the day and it's funny. It's like 20 years younger and you're like, oh, okay. Like it is very interesting. And when you're older, you're just trying to finish the class. You're just like mentally like, okay, I can do this. Okay, I can finish the class. Like, you want your phone away. I want an hour without my phone. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to check my phone. Like, I love that. Being in class, being focused, not like checking text messages or anything. Like 1 hour where I don't have to worry about any of that. I don't have to worry about the music, what movements I'm going to do. Somebody has that all planned out for you. That's why I like the group fitness, is because it's like, you don't really have to think. Like you just follow along. So
well, especially, you know, think about somebody who maybe is new or not as experienced. It's already a little intimidating to go to a workout class for the first time or a studio, you know, you're new. And especially if you come into a Pilates class. And if it's a class that has Pilates people in it. That it's
Mhm.
like everyone's very thin, the bra and the shorts, the whatever. Like that's already intimidating enough to be there and be confident to be like,
Mhm.
well, I'm here to work on myself and like I know I don't look like these women and that's okay. And then for them to be putting up a tripod, you're like, motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, a
ugh.
tripod, like, oh, come on. Like, there were 2 girls, and I'm just gonna say, I think they had a BBL. Like, it was not
Mhm.
this wasn't natural. And the one girl who I love in class, she takes so many classes, and I enjoy her. She's a little thicker. We know this. We talk about it, like, afterwards, like, we have conversations about bodies and things. And she looks over at me when the woman was like legit filming herself with a tripod after class. And she was like, well, she did nothing in the class. She barely did anything. And she's like, social media is fake. And I lost it. Because I was like, oh yeah. I was like, because I look like I gave birth after a class. I am nasty. I am disgusting.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
Well, that's like, have you ever heard the Jim McGaffigan bit? He has a bit about the gym. It's very old about the super in shape people at the gym. He's like, I just want to walk up to them and be like, you're done. Go home. You don't need to be like, this isn't for you. And he talks about himself being like the chubby guy on the elliptical, you know? And
Yeah.
he's like, I see these super buff, the abs. He's like, why are you here?
It's
You're done.
the guy I'm into right now, some of the ones I'm into, like, I like a little chub. I like a little,
This
like,
is
meat.
most women. Most
Yeah, like,
women.
I
Yeah.
want a little body on you, like, a little thickness that I can grab onto. Like, I like that. So, just throwing it out there. I was like, I've dated guys with abs, and then it makes me self-conscious because they never want the second slice of pizza. And I'm
Yeah.
like, hey now.
This is a common trope.
It's true. So yeah. We were talking about hot guys in class. I had a show in Pennsylvania and it was a great show, but I noticed this where it's interesting when you're like a single person and everyone is married in the audience. And we don't encounter that a lot in New York because most people aren't married.
Mhm.
So,
There's more variety.
yes. And I mean, yes, they are. There's married people and there's not married people. And if you're at a certain age and you're not married, it's not a weird thing. But
Mhm.
outside the city, it's like, oh, why aren't you married? Why aren't you, what's wrong with you? And I noticed it was a little weird with like talking about like sex and dating in front of
Mm.
some of the people. Also, have you ever like flirted with an audience member and then after the show, you realize like, oh, you're not as good looking as when I was on stage?
Oh. Well, I'm like, you just brought up two different things because
I
I, I
did.
I have had that happen. Yeah. I mean, there's also something to like, it is hard to really look at the audience while you're on stage, I think, to like really look people in the eyes and in the
Mhm.
face. Like, I feel like I do the tricks that I look right above them.
Oh,
Do you do that trick?
I mean,
I mean, you host a lot,
I look
but
at people. I'm
yeah.
like, I'm looking at you. Here we go. I do flirt with sometimes the audience and I'm like, oh, are you single? Okay. And
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing.
there was one guy though afterwards. I was like, oh, he wasn't as cute as he was when I was on stage. Okay. Whoops.
Bummer. That's
Whoops
just a
the
bummer.
daisies. Whoopsies. Um, so yeah, that's something I've noticed with my stand up that I'm like, okay, well, what can I do to appeal more? But then the show the night before was great because everyone was in, like, there was a mix of things and people were really into it. So it
Mhm.
varies, I think. I got in my head a little bit about that. Got a little
Like,
chip on the
so,
shoulder after that.
because this is my question when you say it felt weird or it got weird, like, how so? Do you feel like anything sexual they're weird about? Do you feel like, because I've had this where there's almost this like awe aspect, and I'm like, is it just because I'm a woman talking about like being single and dating?
Mhm.
Or especially when I was younger, I was like, oh, do you guys just look at me like I'm a little baby? You know, when I was like 26 doing the road, where people are like, oh, you're only 26. Like, please, this
Mhm.
isn't really a problem. I don't know. Like, how did you feel and what way it got weird?
Well, they weren't really laughing. I mean, hey now.
Uh, but I'm saying, did the
It's
vibe feel like, other than, I don't know, I guess you're like, okay, I guess you don't find this funny? Or did it feel, you know what I mean? I've had that,
yeah,
like, I feel like people feel bad for me. And I'm
a
like,
little bit
ugh,
of both.
I
I
don't like
think that
this.
yes. Sorry, to I
There
think
you
a
go.
little bit of both. Yeah, that I think that they felt like a little like, oh, that they wanted to laugh. Like, and certain people who were younger were laughing. But then I think too, if you have like a woman on stage who is attractive, I'm going to go ahead and give myself that compliment.
Mm-hmm.
And she's talking about being single and talking about dating and sex, but it's not even in a very vulgar way. I'm not like, I don't think I'm vulgar. And so, but I think it sometimes makes people like, oh, okay, like more uncomfortable. Like, is he checking her out, or is he, like with the people they're with? Like the men don't want to laugh. They don't want to make the women feel uncomfortable and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. So it was just interesting. I was like, oh, okay. But they were harder anyway. They were like a harder audience that I was like, I'm doing my best up here. I'm bobbing and weaving. So I'm giving you all I can.
I mean, it happens. That's probably the most frustrating when I'm
I
like,
did.
you just give me
Yeah.
some life. Give me some life, guys.
There was like a group of women. They were great. And like 3 or 4 of them were wearing white pants. And I
Oh.
said, well, I guess we're not on our periods tonight, ladies. Guess we've all sunk up there. And
I mean, that's pretty funny. I was like, a meaner thing to say would be if you were like, oh, this group must be menopausal. Like, that's probably
no.
worse. That's worse. The period thing is fun. I think that's funny.
I know, it was
Were they
funny.
weird about that, or did they find that funny? That's a
I
good
think
test. You're like, how cool you guys gonna be? I made a period joke. Everybody okay? Everybody
it
on
was like
board?
a throwaway line more so than I was like, white pants table. Guess we're not on our periods. And like then I went to I know I don't even really think about the menopausal thing, but it is true. It's it was funny when we were in Ireland because like we got on the bus and we're like, it's hot in here, Lee. It's hot. Turn on the air. Turn on the air, Lee.
Yeah.
It's hot. We got maybe
the
some
air up.
premenopausal women. Okay, it's hot. Like, where's that air coming? Okay.
But not even, It was just like, I mean, I think that's just Europe in general, that Americans like, we're used to AC on, full blast. Okay.
Jesus, ladies. Jesus.
Yeah.
I can't do my Irish accent, but shout out to the Ireland girls. Just keeping the group text going. I like it. I can't always click on all the links, ladies, but
well, my favorite thing about, because this happens to a variety of friends of mine, and I think it happens to all of us, where like, I don't know, if you send whatever thing that it like, you click the link and it doesn't give you the video someone sent, and it'll just be the most random. So I've been enjoying the group chat being like, for me, this was a doctor explaining lupus. Like, why is this in the group chat?
One girl was like, it was a video about beavers, and I was like, is that real? And yeah, I have one friend that knows that I do enjoy a Kohl's, so she will send me Daisy Fuentes videos, and they are hilarious. Daisy Fuentes is, you don't know who Daisy Fuentes is?
No, is she like a internet personality? Who is this?
She was on House of Style. She was a supermodel, and she was like an MTV DJ as well. And now she has a line of clothing at Kohl's. And her Instagram is like Daisy Fuentes. And so I love how you don't know who Daisy Fuentes is. Wow, this is a real
Daisy Fuentes.
Okay. This is a real moment. This is just me getting a hard time getting out of picnic tables.
So she does have Daisy Fuentes shop, but it doesn't. Oh, it's in Walmart now.
That's what it is. That's why, because it's Walmart, because it's me, because I love my Walmart. Oh, she's 58? Yeah, Daisy. Oh, stunning. I love Daisy. Oh, she's Cuban. I didn't know she was Cuban. Yep, she was MTV's first Latina VJ and Revlon's first Latina spokesperson with a global contract. Yeah, so, 1988. Oh, wow.
Listen, I'm not shitting on Walmart clothes, because, I mean, from my day was the Mary-Kate and Ashley, and they cleaned up with all their clothing deals at Walmart, let me tell you.
Well, that's why my friend sends it to me, because she appreciates all my brands like Kohl's and Walmart. So she's like, look at Daisy's latest video. And it's great. And I do enjoy it. And I'm like, I do love a Daisy Fuentes. So
I will say these heart drop earrings are pretty atrocious. But other than that, cute stuff. Cute stuff. Sorry. That is a hideous.
That's a great use of the word atrocious, by the way. That's a good.
Pretty atrocious. Yeah. Not much you can do about it.
So yeah, those are things I always click on. That I'm like, oh, that's fun. Like, yeah.
Look, I'm not shitting on it. I got a pair of cute linen shorts actually from the latest Costco run with my dad. And I was like, these are $8? Hello.
Yeah.
Right. Let me snag a pair. I could use a light pair of linen.
well, I'm going to go visit my parents in 2 weeks. It'll be my dad's 76th birthday. And so I'm going to go for like a long weekend, which is 4 days now. And so, so I guess that's more than a long weekend. But my sister was funny, Maria, because she was like, "Oh, 4 days, because you got that extra Friday off now. You've got plenty of time for your Walmart and Kohl's shopping." I was like, "I know." So,
Do it up.
yeah.
Back to school shopping, T.
Back to school. Well, I also do get my face cream, which is from Walmart.
What do you use?
I use is pure retinol, and it's from like apartment. It's not apartment something. Number 7. I think you can get it.
Oh, the number 7,
the night cream, the pure retinol. So, I mean, I don't know how I'm looking on these podcasts, but that's what I use. So, haven't done the Botox yet. So, holding on here with the pure retinol from Walmart.
Pure retinol, fixing all our problems. Just acid on her face.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, more like ladies, and Asa. Asa, big shout out to our my friend Asa, who was listening to the pod as he was flying to Europe, I think. And like he posted, I was like, "Thanks, Asa, so sweet." So we'll have a great week, everybody. Feel free to email us with any of your confront or punts. Oh, we need
questions.
Questions.
Twostandupgals@gmail.com. That is our email. Yes. And we got a Patreon preview up next if you want to join the Patreon to help support the show and get extra episodes. Is that all, T?
That's all.
That's all.
That's a wrap.
All right. Talk to you guys next week.
Woohoo. Bye, everybody.
Bye. All right. Well, got time for my updates. So speaking of the you should never go back and things don't work out and the problems are still there. Well, I have a bomb that I've been kind of waiting to drop a little bit here. I don't know exactly how to explain this or how surprised people will be, but the roommate is coming to visit me at the end of the month. Thank you.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you for your slow clap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And probably you're like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I don't know exactly where to start on this update because I realized today I mentioned it to Anderson Natalia, our little group chat, and they were like, wait, he's coming to visit you? Wait, when did this happen? I'm like, I didn't tell you guys. They're like, no. They're like, can you fill us in? I was like, okay, well, time to fill the world in, I guess. If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode and get extra episodes every week, join the Patreon, which is patreon.com/twostandupgals. Or you can also now join from the Apple Podcast app, right from your phone. You'll also get ad-free episodes of the public podcast, in addition to the extra episodes every week. So to join, go to patreon.com/twostandupgals.